Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. The Greek government is preparing a €2.5 billion plan to secure the country's water future and address growing drought risks. The Environment and Energy Minister officially announced the initiative on Thursday during an event marking the 100th anniversary of the Athens Water Supply and Sewerage Company. The plan focuses on protecting water supplies in Attica and Thessaloniki, while also supporting desalination projects in drought-prone regions, including Crete, the Peloponnese, and the islands. To fund the investments, water bills are expected to increase by €2 to €3 per household. Officials note that even after the rise, Greece's water tariffs will remain among the lowest in the European Union. The urgency comes as Attica's main reservoirs hold only 377 million cubic meters of water, down sharply from nearly 600 million last year. The program includes new desalination plants, upgraded pipelines to reduce leaks, and interconnections between reservoirs and rivers. Officials warn that without significant rainfall, Attica could face supply challenges within the next 2 years. Greek authorities have intensified their investigation into the ongoing farm subsidy fraud case, with economic police raiding the IT department of OPEKIPE, the country's now disbanded agricultural payments agency. Forensic experts seized electronic files linked to 2025 subsidy applications as part of an ongoing probe into suspicious or potentially fraudulent claims. The operation follows earlier seizures of OPEKIPE service this summer and aims to identify any attempts to illegally obtain EU funds. At the same time, Greece has received a formal warning from the European Commission demanding an overhaul of its farm payment system by November 4th, or risk losing €600 million in EU agricultural subsidies. The reforms will tighten verification rules, including cross-checks of livestock numbers and digital tagging of animals by 2026. Officials say some farmers declared more than double the actual livestock figures in 2024. The Agriculture Ministry is also weighing temporary support for producers who could be affected by the new measures. New evidence has emerged in the investigation into the double murder at a campsite near Finikunda, Messenia at the start of the month. Authorities are now reviewing witness testimony and new video footage that could reshape the case. A key witness told police she overheard a heated argument outside her home hours before the killings, with one man shouting, "He hasn't understood anything I'm telling you." Her statement was formally submitted on October 28th. Video footage shows the two suspects, currently in custody, stopping in a remote area for several hours before arriving at the campsite. Investigators are now examining whether they were waiting for instructions from someone else. One suspect claimed they were drinking energy drinks while the other was repeatedly on the phone. Additional footage from a nearby gas station also challenges their claims of acting out of financial desperation, showing one suspect paying with a wallet full of €50 notes. Police are now focusing on whether the pair was following orders from a third party as they continue to piece together their movements and motive in the killings. The 50-year-old man who brutally assaulted his partner in their home in Koroppi near Athens last Thursday has been jailed pending trial. The 40-year-old woman was hospitalized in critical condition and has only recently regained consciousness. Following a 3-hour testimony, the suspect was ordered to remain in custody on charges of attempted homicide and domestic violence. He denies any involvement, claiming he found his partner injured after returning from a work trip to Estonia. Police, however, say the evidence contradicts his account, pointing to signs of a violent struggle inside the house. The couple's elder son, who reportedly witnessed the incident, told officers Daddy hit Mummy. The suspect was previously arrested for domestic violence in 2023. The victim, originally from Lithuania, had reportedly endured a difficult relationship marked by fear and control. Her father is now caring for the couple's 2 children under child services supervision. Authorities are awaiting the victim's formal testimony once her condition improves. Police are investigating a violent attack on a 13-year-old boy in the Athens suburb of Moschato. The assault took place on Saturday, October 25th, when a group of about 15 teenagers surrounded the boy and began beating him, leaving him unconscious on the street. Authorities have arrested 6 minors, along with their parents, while 9 other suspects remain at large. The attackers are believed to be between 14 and 15 years old. According to the victim's father, the incident began with a brief argument involving one of his son's friends before escalating into physical violence. The boy was able to call his father during the attack, who located him using GPS. Police sources say some of the suspects may be connected to a local youth gang known as Gang 183, named after Moschato's postal code. Investigators are now examining whether the group has been involved in other violent incidents. The 13-year-old remains under medical care. A 36-year-old police officer has been convicted for uploading an intimate photo of a local influencer without her consent. The court sentenced him to 2 years in prison and imposed a €5,000 fine. The officer has appealed the decision and was released on bail pending a retrial. According to the victim's attorney, the woman initially filed a lawsuit against unknown perpetrators as she had no connection to the man later identified and convicted. It remains unclear how the officer obtained the photograph or what his motive was. Following the verdict, the victim's lawyer emphasized that the case reaffirms a fundamental principle that privacy is not a luxury but a right. She added that her client intends to pursue further legal action against anyone who shares her personal material online. The United States' new ambassador to Greece, Kimberly Guilfoyle, will officially assume her duties on Friday and mark her arrival with a private welcome event in Athens. According to reports, the U.S. Embassy has sent invitations for a reception this Sunday evening at a central music hall, described as a welcoming event for the new ambassador. The invitation specifies a cocktail dress code, and the event will feature a performance by popular singer Konstantinos Argyros. Guilfoyle, a former public prosecutor and senior advisor to President Donald Trump, is also known for her career in American media. Earlier this month, Guilfoyle attended one of Argyros' performances in London during a charity gala organized by the Hellenic Initiative. Her appointment marks the beginning of her tenure as Washington's top diplomat in Greece, with the event signaling her first public appearance in her new role. New data from Revolut offers a closer look at how children and teenagers in Greece handle money and what that reveals about the country's financial habits. According to the company's Kids and Teens app, the number of young Greeks managing their pocket money digitally has risen by 75% in the past year. The app lets users track spending, set savings goals, and receive allowances from parents who can also reward them for small household tasks. The trend highlights both progress and a gap. Despite the rise in digital tools, Greece still ranks among the 5 European countries with the lowest levels of financial literacy, according to the 2023 Eurobarometer. Greek parents are also among the most generous in Southern Europe. Children aged 10 to 13 receive about €10 a week, rising to over 20 for older teens. Younger users tend to spend more on shopping, while older ones prioritize dining out. Experts say early financial education, supported by hands-on tools, is key to helping young people form lasting, responsible money habits. Greek taxi drivers will stage a 48-hour strike on November 5th and 6th, protesting what they call government policies that favor multinational ride-hailing platforms over professional drivers. The Taxi Drivers Union says the walkout marks the end of its silence and the start of a broader campaign to defend the sector's survival. The union argues that large companies are pushing local drivers out of the market and that the government has failed to engage in proper dialogue with the representatives. The union president accused the government of undermining labor and democratic principles by allowing foreign-based platforms to operate under unclear legal and tax conditions. The union's leadership has authorization to extend the strike if necessary, calling the November action a warning rather than the final step. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.